Greetings everyone, welcome back to my sketchbook. With this video, we're going to do things a little bit differently. So the last few videos I've actually been kind of playing around with the ideas that are floating around my head with these rubber ducks. And it's funny, my spouse and I started watching a series on Netflix, and in that first episode you got to see a rubber duck inside of a bowling ball. Well, guess what today is? Today, in relation to that series that we've watched, is Wednesday. That's kind of an interesting thing because that first episode that we watched was directed by Tim Burton. Of course, this is related to the Addams Family. I'm going to set that right there. And if you want food, of course, you can always get a Happy Meal, which is awesome. But if you don't want a Happy Meal, you can go to Wendy's and you can get something that has nothing to do with being happy, I guess. And it's actually kind of a funny little marketing thing, considering how negative the character is. So we're gonna do something a little fun, and it may not go great. It doesn't have to go great because that's what this sketchbook thing is all about. It's about sort of taking those risks and trying to have some fun. And let's see what happens. So I'm going to write just a couple of things here. It's just going to be kind of like rambling, and well, doesn't really have to be anything in particular. Yeah, let's get started. Now, you may not be able to read this from where you are, and I'm going to write quickly, and it will be a little messy. Now, I can't well, I can't really fully recommend it for kids. It's not really a kid's show. I'll read this when I'm done scratching. Going to be a lot more writing than I wanted there to be. And I will not give away things in the show. Now, I'm capable of writing a lot neater than this, but this is just some silliness to start. Okay. Now, very messy. Okay. I will read this out loud. Move it a little bit closer. It says, "The Addams family are a family of outcasts, and still they seem to love the gloom as much as they seem to love each other. I realize that it's just a show. It's very gloomy. I can't really recommend it for children because of gore and mature themes. Wednesday has abilities that helps her solve mysteries. Ooh, let's not forget, Thing is there to lend a hand. Ha 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 ha. Let's see where this goes, shall we? Spooky fun awaits. Yahoo! What is the point of that messy pile of writing that I just did? Well, the ink that I use is Mont Blanc Mystery Black, and you'll see me use it in pretty much every video. What I like about this stuff is that it's water soluble. Not all inks are. Of course, you can get this, which I got from the House of Hudson. This is a permanent jet black India ink, and that stuff is amazing, but it won't do what you're about to see. So I have some water here. I have a #1 detailing brush, and let's see what kind of terrible little mistake I can make using this. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. This could be awesome. This could be terrible. And whatever happens, it's just going to be for fun. So yeah, I don't really think I can recommend the show for little kids. As I said, it's pretty violent. It has a lot of scary, gory things that happen in it. And yeah, I'm not going to give you an age because it's not up to me to, well, say what maturity levels should be watching this stuff. I'm not sponsored by Netflix or the show. All I can tell you is I wouldn't feel comfortable letting some human beings, regardless of their age, watch the show if they're prone to sort of think too heavily about scary things. So, that being said, parental guidance, I suppose, is the real deal. Now, I don't know how this is going to really look on the screen to you guys while I destroy the messy things that I wrote. And I'm okay with that. As I said, I'm a big fan of Tim Burton. And I enjoy a lot of the things that he's done. Of course, Batman was amazing. I remember when that movie came out in 1989. Danny Elfman, too, music-wise. If you could find somebody that could write the soundtrack to being, let's say, Chased, it would be Danny Elfman would be perfect to do that because he really kind of gets it, theming-wise. Some part of the eyes may seem a little bigger than they should, but that's okay. I may get back in there after. And what's this behind Wednesday's back? Perhaps something to pick on Pugsley with. I don't know. So a little messy, and we're okay with that. I don't know if you can sort of make out anything from the distance that you're watching this at, but that's okay. All right. That is pretty much it. Now, as I say, I could probably get back in there and maybe clean this up a little bit, sharpen up the image a little bit, but I don't have to. It's kind of cartoony. I think we can live with that. All right. Let me know if you can make that out. Maybe we'll try something a little different at some point in the future, doing the same kind of thing, but you know, spend a little bit more time on it rather than just like 15 minutes of whatever. But I spent more time actually writing out very poorly what you have going on here. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, folks. Let me know if this in any way translates to anything. And that should be it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out. Check out Wednesday if you're mature enough to handle it. And yeah. Ciao for now, folks.